Here we go.
I'm good right here.
That's not this type of show. Morning, everybody. Good morning. Welcome to the show. Well, for the first time, we've been on the air 4 years. We're going into the second half of our fourth season, and something has happened today that hasn't happened, and this is pretty good for a show based in the Twin Cities. We're not based, I say this all the time, we're not a talk show based in Chicago or New York or LA, so we have never had a day in 4 seasons where we haven't had an audience. Every day there's at least one person. Ladies and gentlemen, what's the date today? The 19th, right? The 12th.
Wow.
Today is,
You
I'm
skipped
fast
right through
forwarding.
Valentine's Day.
Today, February 12th, is a historic day. Today, we have absolutely no one in the studio audience today. That's right. Thank you. Thank you, Old Man Winter. We appreciate it. Everybody canceled because of the roads, and I don't blame them. So, crew, because the staff is clapping today, give it up for your colleague, Shane Wells, everybody.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Sit down. Thank
you. Yeah.
Christopher.
Yeah. And it's so funny.
Ham's over there.
Our guest today, we have our vixen of vino, Leslie Miller here, and then our other favorite, Christopher Straub. And right before we came on the air, we're wondering, okay, are we going to show the empty seats? What are we going to show? Christopher Straub screams, "Don't show me!" because he's over there putting his makeup on. So... Are you done, Christopher? Are you done with the blush? Okay. Yeah, he's done. He's done. There's Aaron Schwab, who this is what I love, too. Aaron drove all the way from, I don't know, Kansas to handle the audience, and there's nobody here. It's just, that's our audience right there. Yeah. That's right. Simmer down. Anyway, but no, we get it to all of you that had to cancel. Hopefully you're watching, and we really appreciate it. We understand when the roads are better, please come back and see us. And our executive producer, Jeff Shane, was telling us we've been getting a lot of emails lately. I think the weather is keeping people home. We've been getting a lot of emails on social media saying, hey, it's the first time watching the show. Hey, it's the first time watching the show. So on behalf of Shane and myself, hi.
Welcome.
Welcome to the show. We hope you like it. Yeah, thank you very much. Should we do it, Shane? We should do a show, right, still?
I think so.
I think we should. Oh, by the way, I'm gonna make the audience sad that they didn't drive here because guess what? Had the audience come today, our general manager, Sheila, was going to give everybody cars today.
Man.
Yeah. Sorry. Maybe tomorrow. You don't get cars. You work here, Aaron. It's time for the hot dish, everybody. Let's get going. Here we go. The Oscars have announced which awards are getting demoted in commercial breaks, and it's an attempt, y'all know this, this is one of the things they're doing to kind of keep the length of the program to a tight 3 hours. Ain't gonna happen, but okay. So here we go. The categories include cinematography, film editing, live action short, and makeup and hairstyling. Now the way this is gonna work is they're gonna be shown, they'll be shown on the broadcast, but like edited down into a little package. So all those will be given out while we're eating Doritos and things. This Academy, now the Academy will rotate what awards get the commercial treatment every year, and they say those 4 will be exempt next year. Now, Shane, you and I were talking. At first, the rotation idea seemed ridiculous to me because I'm thinking, look, your headlines this year about the Oscars are so bad. Rip the Band-Aid off and just make these tough decisions this year because it can't get much worse. However, this rotation idea I now like because people are already up in arms. They're thinking cinematography?
Cinema?
Well,
cinematography? Yeah, I get it.
It's visual. I mean, it's the cornerstone. It's a visual medium, and you're cutting However, I get it. If they're going to rotate it, then it makes sense to me.
It's all good until Best Picture is happening over the commercial break.
Wouldn't that be hysterical? Yeah, while we're watching those. Yeah. No, but look, I know people are upset. I read there's some film critics that are already freaking out saying they're never going to watch the Oscars again. Whatever.
All 4 of you are not going to be
come
missed.
on. Here's the deal. I've said this 4,000 times. I don't blame ABC, who's the broadcasting partner. You're putting on a show in changed times. All the ratings for all these award shows are in the turlet. You got to do something. It's a TV show, whether you like it or not. And if you don't want it on TV and you want to keep the integrity of the awards, then just stream it on the internet. I mean, that's what we're going to be doing in 10 years anyway. But I don't blame ABC for saying, hey, you got to fix this, because the ratings have been going down every single year. So you got to do something. You got to do something. I don't know. This might not be the answer, but I'm curious. I'm telling you, I can't wait to watch all of these changes. I think it's going to be a very interesting. I know you do not believe me. I know. I think it's going to be interesting, Shane.
I'll just watch the clips the next day.
I got to say, you know, we're before we move on, we're doing new shots because our Jumbotron is still sick and in the hospital. So that's why we moved over here, which actually I think we're going to keep me here for the hot dish, because people say that over there I looked washed out. They say I have better lighting over here. So I think we're going to keep me over here, yeah. And when I say people say that I looked horrible over there, it was really just executive producer Jeff. That's yes, yeah. So
he's nodding.
But anyway, but your shot, Leo, let's take Shane's shot real quick. It's a little creepy that my giant head is kind of right over your shoulder. Now see, now that's better. That's a better shot. Just stay there the whole time. Next on the dish, Sherry Shepherd filled in for Wendy Williams yesterday and had the audience rolling. Look at this.
This is something I'm quite interested in. Pete Davidson and Kate Beckinsale are still dating. The rumor is that they're planning a romantic getaway to get to know each other better. Now, I kind of like that because Kate is in her 40s and Pete is in his 20s. And so, you know, they're going away on a vacation, which I think is good to get to know each other. The only thing I would say to Kate, caution. Be careful, because I still think that he's in love with Ariana Grande. So you have to make sure that you're not a rebound. And that's the thing about dating a young man. You always got to be careful. I like younger men, but that's a little too young, like 27. Because I'm so afraid that we would go out on a date. He would take me home to meet his mama. And as soon as she'd be nice, and as soon as she went to the bathroom, her and them cousins would be like, why you with my son? Was you in English class with me?
Look, I didn't always agree with Sherry when she was on The View. She drove me nuts sometimes, but as every woman on that show does from time to time. But I really love her on Wendy Williams. They should have had Sherry host co-host the whole time, or fill in. She then went on to profess her love for Nick Cannon, and she's going to host again today. And then Michael Rappaport will host tomorrow, and Jerry O'Connell will round out the rest of the week. Wendy, I'm trying to take the high road here because I don't want to get mired down in all the rumors about her, because we never know what's true. Maybe she's dealing with family problems on top of the health problems. But this is a long time to be away from your own show. You know what I mean? It's been, the middle of December, right, Shane? Something like that?
Yeah, and no matter how much you're not scared you're going to lose your show, it's got to be a little hard seeing all the great feedback. Twitter's been loving all these people.
Yeah, it's hard. I mean, it's difficult. I'm away for 3 days, and I'm thinking, well, they're going to change that picture to Shane. I mean, you know what I mean?
It's not gonna happen.
They should. But anyway, but I get it. I mean, I feel bad for anyone in that position. But look, you also want to see the show do well, too. I'm telling you, Sherry, I'm loving you on that show. Next on the dish, we had a feeling something was brewing over at America's Got Talent, and now Variety is kind of confirming these. Listen to this. They say judges Mel B and Heidi Klum are out on the NBC show. Yeah, and they're being replaced by Julianne Hough and Gabrielle Union. Okay. Oh, yeah. I don't. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Aaron, don't clap. Simon Cowell and Howie Mandel will stay on as judges, and Terry Crews will take over as host, replacing Tyra Banks. You know, he does that. He hosts America's Got Talent, The Champions. So, how do I say this without, I don't want to come across as mean, but I'm just going to be honest. I don't get the Julianne Hough thing. I really don't. I liked her on Dancing with the Stars, but her, I didn't like when I'm just going to be honest, I didn't like when she was the 4th judge on that show, and I don't get her here. I don't get the appeal. She's nice enough, but it's like, shh, and you're going to replace both of the women, but not the men? Howie Mandel's been there for decades, you know? I don't get it.
I don't either, and I feel like they keep trying to shove Julianne Hough down our throats.
Yes.
Like, she keeps showing up everywhere.
Stop trying to make her happen.
I think she just has a great audience, or a great agent. I love your Mean Girls reference. Thank you.
Yeah, stop trying to make Julianne Hough happen.
It's not going to happen.
I don't get it. And again, as Ringo Starr would say, Howard Stern, peace and love. I don't mind. She's very nice. She was here. She was in our studio.
Yeah, she was really nice.
She's lovely. But again, just for watching her on TV, I don't get why I don't know. I loved Mel B. I mean, if you're going to, I just think it's really unfair. Again, you're going to replace all of the women, but you're not going to replace Howie.
It looks bad. Even Tyra, like even the host.
Yeah, it just doesn't. Thank you. One clap for that. Thank you. 3 claps. Thank you.
We forced him into it.
Speaking of the Champions season, last night Susan Boyle recreated the moment that made her an overnight sensation. Look at this. Voting among the 10 finalists is now up to super fans from across the country. A winner will be announced next week. Okay, here's another thing. I'm in a really good mood, but I'm like riled up for some reason. She needs to evolve a little bit. We've heard this before. You know,
something a little more contemporary would be interesting to hear her do.
Or different. Sing Paddywhack, Give a Dog a Bone or something. I mean, we've heard this song from her 8,000 times.
They planted a whole forest for her.
Evolve or something. Did they plant a forest for Susan Boyle?
Looked like it.
Oh, no, but yeah, I mean, look, she deserves a standing ovation, but I don't know, do a Nelly song, or I don't know, or
yes, contemporary, yes.
Do a Cardi B song.
Ariana Grande, move over.
Something, yeah. Thank you.
I love
Next,
that.
Yeah. We may not have an audience here, but I know we have an audience there. So all of you, stay right there, grab another cup of coffee, and we'll be back right after this. Stay up. Coming up, my friends, it's the Great Purge on The Bachelor. Women are leaving in droves. What's going on and what happened when the crew went to Vietnam? Our Bachelor experts tell all. Then Valentine's Day isn't just for Cupid. Christopher Straub is here with great Valentine's Day craft ideas that you can do at home with the kiddos. And our Mistress of Merlot, our Vixen of Vino, Leslie Miller is back along with Chef Corey with great food and wine pairings to get you in the mood on Valentine's Day. We'll be right back.
Colton whittled his women down to 7 tonight. You know, originally I thought he would propose to Cassie, but after tonight, I think Colton may have his eye on Heather instead.
Any expectation of the day, you absolutely helped blow it out of the water. You know, you are someone who I can definitely respect. With you, I know how serious you are taking these steps. Will you accept this rose?
That's a yes?
I'm going to remain silent. Welcome back, everybody. Jimmy Kimmel once again poking fun at Colton's quest for love. Another week of The Bachelor's in the books as Colton and the 10 ladies head to Vietnam. Here to recap all of the drama, ladies and gentlemen, and by that I mean just Aaron and Christopher Straub, Ted Johnson and Shane Wells. Good morning, friends.
Good morning.
Hello.
Ted, you're a producer. You write a lot. You write this show. If you had to get one headline, break it down. If I was opening up a paper and there was a headline about this episode, give me a bullet point about this episode in particular.
What you got?
Ooh, wow, that's tough. A lot of things happened. I would say the ladies, they're starting to freak out.
Okay, freak out.
Yeah.
Would that be the big font?
Feelings are
New
getting-
York Post big font.
Feelings getting real,
Okay.
and they're freaking out.
First one-on-one with Hannah G. Went to a spa. Oh my goodness.
I'm not sure if he's a virgin anymore.
Wow. Is this on ABC?
Can I,
Yep.
honest moment, so I missed a few parts of this. So
Oh, good. Now they're cleaning.
I put it on in the office,
Oh!
and I felt like I was gonna get in trouble
Yeah.
if someone walked around and saw that. It was very steamy.
That's like Skinamax in 1994 at like midnight. That's crazy. Nobody gets that reference in the audience, but that's all right. But that's okay.
So he likes her physically. We didn't
Yeah.
get to hear her say a lot.
Yeah.
I may have to change how I feel about this whole thing. Okay, next, there's a group date that involved boxing. This doesn't seem like here it is. This doesn't seem like a good idea to me, friends.
They do this every single year
Yeah.
where they have them beat up on each other, and then someone gets hurt, and they're like, and the Bachelor or Bachelorette is like, I didn't realize it was going to turn out that way.
It's a boxing thing.
Right.
So they're having, correct me, okay, so what we're watching, so the ladies are hitting each other.
Yep.
Like they're not even hitting Colton, they're fighting against each other.
Yep.
Yeah.
In Vietnam.
And they were supposed to lay off the face.
Okay,
But then
they
one
did-
girl hit a face, and she's like, she hit me in the face, and it went downhill.
So how many girls went to the hospital or were injured? Two? 2 or 3?
2 or 3.
2 or 3? Yeah, not a good idea. Okay, now as I said in the tease, there was a big purge. People were, women were falling from the sky like frogs. Another girl sent herself home. Who went home? Who sent herself home?
Sydney. We hadn't
We
really.
say, who?
Yeah, we really hadn't heard of Sydney before.
I haven't heard you talk about her at all.
She's the NBA dancer. That's the only reason I remember her.
Yeah.
But she came in hot.
Like, what do you mean? Like with an attitude?
A little aggressive.
She was like, how are you feeling about us getting married? And he was like,
Right away?
And he's like, I'm sorry, who are you again?
Seriously?
No, but I mean, he probably was
Basically.
thinking that in his head.
I've never heard you reference her at all in all of these weeks.
There were about 4 girls on this episode where you kind of go, who's that again? And I mean, that's why they're falling, because these are people that aren't really front runners. So
Yeah.
at this point, they need to be shed anyway.
Yeah. Another one, Sherpa had a one, Herpa had a one, sorry. I did that in our meeting. Kerpa had a one-on-one. Who is she? I did that in the meeting and I knew I was going to do it
again,
here.
we don't know.
Well,
Yeah.
we do. She's the girl that showed up last week with a weird Band-Aid on her chin the whole episode. It was never explained. And then Band-Aid's gone.
Oh.
That's what I know
Yeah.
her for.
Okay, she looks,
She's drinking out of one of my wine glasses.
obviously, yes.
She's
and-
healed up.
There's just no connection between them.
No, look at her. Look how she's looking at him and he looks totally bored. He looks like he wants to be back in the mud.
I was a little bored too. He did.
Yeah.
For sure.
I thought he was going to let her go, and then he's like, I really like how you opened up.
So he kept her?
Kept her.
He kept Sherpa? Mm-hmm. Kerpa? Okay.
Kerpa.
Yep.
Demi made a big move, and it did not pay off. Was this, okay, what are we looking at? Oh, what is
Demi-
she doing? What is she doing?
Demi was going to pull one of those, I'm going to go visit him in his little bungalow,
Late night.
and he's not going to leave a virgin. That's what she said.
So she went in there
She laid it on thick.
Confessed her love.
and
And then he said, it's been real. Maybe next time.
like he didn't even wait till the rose ceremony. He cut her that night?
Yeah.
Yep, right there.
Oh! Well, I mean, you do have to take risks sometimes, but sometimes it doesn't pay off.
We knew this one wasn't going to pay off. She's been the sassy one the whole time. She
Bye.
wasn't sticking around till the end.
Speaking of sassy, give it up for Shane and Ted, everybody. Still ahead. You probably heard, thank you, Aaron. You probably heard about the show Killing Eve from the award shows. I finally watched it. Is it worth the hype? Does it live up to the hype? I'll tell you when we come back. Back after this.
Yay!
Thank you, Shane. Welcome back, everybody. With so many TV shows available now, it's hard to watch them all right away. I mean, you kind of get overwhelmed. I try to help you out on the show, but even I get overwhelmed trying to watch the shows that I talk about here. Well, luckily, it's easy to catch up on them thanks to streaming and on demand. And one big show from the past year is my latest best thing ever. My latest pick is from BBC America that's won several awards over the past few months. I just finished season 1 of Killing Eve on Hulu. Look at this.
I am gonna find the thing you care about. And I am gonna kill it. Please. Please.
Okay. Thank you so much for your help. I'll take this. Hi. I'm sorry, I'm just leaving.
The show stars Sandra Oh as a British counterintelligence officer named Eve, tracking a female assassin who you just saw right there. Eventually, the women become obsessed with each other. Now, I had several people, not only on the staff, but friends of mine, tell me I needed to watch the show. I resisted for whatever reason because maybe like a lot of you, this genre, the spy genre, isn't really my cup of tea. but I finally watched it, I think this past weekend. There's only 8 episodes in this first season. Thank you very much. We love that. And I'm not kidding. I loved it. This is no joke. Almost from the very first scene, there's something that happens that the assassin does that I laughed out loud. And you're thinking to yourself, wait a minute, it's about assassin and British counterintelligence. Why are you laughing? That's one of the great things about Killing Eve. It is quirky, and at times it's almost funny. I mean, it is funny at times. And that's what makes it one of the reasons why it is so enjoyable. The pacing is also excellent. Each one of these episodes is around 42 minutes. And look, in 2019, we all have a lower attention span, and it zips by. You cannot stop watching. Let me tell you, that first night, we watched 1, and then a couple hours later, I said, let's go back and watch more Killing Eve. We did number 2, we did number 3, and I was so depressed that we had to go to bed because I really wanted to see what happened on episode 4. Season 2 is going to premiere on April 7th. I'm telling you, if you have this weekend, the weather, if it doesn't cooperate and you need to binge, this is a show I think you're going to love. Obviously, because of the content, it's not for everybody. But after much resistance, I'm here to tell you, Killing Eve on Hulu is my latest best thing ever. Yeah, it's fantastic. All of my friends were right. My friend Alexis from the radio show, once again, she's right. You can also find it on BBC America. Let us know how you liked Killing Eve in our comments on our Facebook page. Still ahead, everybody, more Valentine's Day ideas first. Christopher Straub is here with some fun craft ideas for your kids. And then our wine diva, Leslie Miller, is back. She's going to show us some food and wine pairings that go well with love. We'll be right back on this snowy Tuesday. Back after this. Welcome back on this snowy Tuesday. Well, Valentine's Day, as we've been telling you, is just a couple days away. And while you should probably get something for your significant other, you can also have some fun with your kiddos. Here are some fun ideas. Christopher Straub. Hello, buddy. Thank you for driving. You don't live incredibly far from us, but I still appreciate it.
Happy to be here.
How was it?
It was not a problem at all.
Oh, it wasn't a problem at all? Okay, good. I'm safety first, Christopher.
Oh, thank you.
Okay.
The Jason Show loves safety.
Well, and I love you. You're a friend of mine. Okay, here we go. Let's start. What are we doing?
All right, so kids. They have in school.
Kids.
Am I right? Yeah. Am I right? They have to make or bring Valentines to school, and so here's a way you can personalize them. And I designed these. These Valentines. Did you? With my characters on it?
I was going to say, let's take a close-up. Christopher Straub, are these covers of your books?
Yeah, they're my characters. Yeah. And this is the little Yeti that says, "You're the coolest." And here's the little manatee that says, "Have a manatee-rific Valentine's Day."
Oh, Christopher Straub.
And you can make your own. It can be any picture, any phrase. And actually what I'm going to do is the ones that I've done, I'm going to attach files to the Facebook comment section for these, so people can grab these and print them out themselves.
Because I was going to say, now let's say you're not Christopher Straub and you haven't created your own characters.
Right.
You can put whatever, you can create whatever you want.
Grab whatever animal, or even ones that your kids draw themselves, even just a simple heart.
Pictures of Shane.
There you go. Yes. Yeah. Okay. So you print them out, and I like to print them on a heavier cardstock.
I was just going to notice it is a heavier.
That's right. Okay. And then here I'm going to have you do it.
Okay.
Punch 2 holes. There's 2 dots on there, so punch the holes for me, please.
I love a hole punch.
Right.
It's one of I don't know why. I just love. Okay, there we go.
And then grab one of these suckers and weave it through.
Okay. There we go.
Ladies and gentlemen,
I made a Valentine.
A Valentine.
Very proud of myself.
As easy as that. Then you're done. You just make 22 for your class or however many kids
And
there
I think the key again is don't get flimsy paper. I think get a harder cardstock.
A cardstock.
Okay.
Yes.
I see Legos.
Legos. Like if you're a parent of kids, you have Legos everywhere in your house. And
you're probably stepping on them now.
I do all the time. Yeah. And so I'm going to show, I have 2 little projects here. One are these little hearts.
Okay.
And so that's really fun because then the kids can make a bunch in different colors and they're so easy. It's so, and they can choose their favorite colors. They can choose your favorite color. You can make a little stand for them.
Aw,
You know,
look at
you can put one on for each little kiddo in or whatever. They can make them for you. You can make them for them. And then it's something that it's not like another object because you just take all the pieces apart and put it right here.
Now, why am I seeing a picture here?
Okay, so what you could do is take your sweetie or your kids or whatever, and you can make a little frame for them.
Or like a dog, like if you're,
your
pooch.
puppy.
Yeah.
Yep. And so I just made a little like to stack it up there.
Oh,
Put that in, and then if I can do the magic of TV, let's see if I can do this. And then
you have a Lego picture frame.
You have a little picture frame. Now this
that's
is
cute.
So this is something you can keep on your nightstand or put it on a shelf, or whatever, or even put magnets on the back. And this is light enough that this can go on your refrigerator.
I was gonna say, and kids, I mean, look, if they want to make something and they don't want to go to the store, this is something fun that they can make for their parents.
And of no money. You're not spending any money.
No, I mean, the Legos, but yeah.
Well, I mean, you probably have them. No, I know, but you probably accrued a bunch. And then lastly...
Why are Legos so expensive? We need to do a 2020 investigation on that
Oh,
one.
there's a Netflix about the history of them. It's fantastic.
You have to take out like a mortgage sometimes to get some of those big sets. Anyway,
Right,
I love
exactly,
Legos,
exactly.
Really. Okay.
Well, and then the last one I have to show is you can use little Scrabble tiles, or these are kind of an oversized kind of novelty version, and you can spell out little messages of love with these. And again, this is something that you can leave these kind of all over the house. Like, what a cute little surprise. Like, they go into a room and they see different messages.
It's very Vanna White. It's very Vanna White.
Wait, if you, like, have things you can...
Plop it up and, like, say, oh, look, man by an L.
Yeah, exactly.
Look at that.
Exactly.
Love.
Is there an L? And you can play another little game with your kids that, like, if they're starting to learn their letters and learn their words, you can take a long word like friendship, and you can break this up, and they can learn how to spell different words.
Yeah.
With that,
Be careful.
Yeah, I know.
Let's use the word. Let's use the letters carefully.
Yes, exactly. That fun little game.
Are kids still doing Valentine's in schools?
Oh yes.
They are? Okay, I didn't know if that was because back in the '80s, I'm older than you are.
No, but
it was a big deal.
For my kids, there's actually a rule. Like, the kids can put their own name on it. They're not allowed to address it to other kids. Like, there's rules now.
Oh really?
Yes.
Oh, we gave them to everybody.
Oh, I know.
Like,
I know.
That's like the Wild Wild West. Now you can just send it to anybody. Give it up for Christopher Straub, everybody. To follow Christopher on social media, just search for
Schmistifer.
Yeah, I can never say that. I don't know why. Don't forget, you can watch full episodes of our show on YouTube. We We post each day's episode along with clips from the show around 1:30 or 2. All you have to do is search The Jason Show and hit subscribe. And don't forget to follow us on other social media as well. Jason Show TV on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. And when the weather becomes nice, don't forget our Facebook page is your home to get tickets to our show. Click the ticket tab and reserve your space. You're in by 9:30 and you're out by 11:15. Still ahead, everybody, we're pairing wine and food with Leslie Miller. But first, listen to this. There's going to be a fight up a her. She is responding to producer Ted's wine hack, and she is fired up and strongly disagrees with Ted, like most of you. We'll be right back, everybody, right after this. Welcome back, everybody. Well, with so many options to choose from, finding a wine to drink sometimes can be intimidating. I say that a lot because I think all of you watching, you walk into a wine store and you're like, what? Believe me, I did the same thing. Last week, as part of our Hack Your Life show, here's the story right here. Producer Ted's life hack showed him looking for wine, his perfect way to find wine, and his secret, his hack, you choose the wine that only has a few bottles left in stock. According to Ted's theory, that means it's probably popular. Well, just like his Hallmark movie reviews, not everyone agrees with Ted's method. I gotta just stop you before let me introduce, ladies and gentlemen, here to talk about choosing wine is Leslie Miller from Amuse Wine. Yeah. Can I tell you, we tell you guys everything. We are a full disclosure show. We have such fun with the fact that people attack Ted jokingly on Facebook.
I'm sure.
Like with his movie reviews, women attack him jokingly.
Yeah.
We are literally creating a segment that we can't wait for called America hates Ted.
Oh, Ted.
No, it's fantastic.
Although I don't feel sorry for
we
Ted
have
right
an
now.
animation. We have a bald eagle that's going to fly in. Okay, let's start with Ted. Now, producer Ted, by the way, joins us from the control room right now.
He can't even come out here.
No, he can't. Oh, it
Ted.
starts.
We are so fighting right now.
Okay, Leslie, with Ted watching, what do you think of his method?
Ted, your method is just straight garbage. It's straight garbage. The fact that you told the world to look for the least amount in the section because people like it is so false, Ted. It's
never
horrific.
failed me once.
Did you hear? He said it never failed him once.
You know what the worst part is that a very dear girlfriend of mine was like, oh, Ted's cute, and she's texting me, what have you, and then she writes right below your comment, it's okay, Ted, I've used the same method. I was like, what is happening? What is happening?
Okay,
no,
so
bad.
what is the main thing, we ask this a lot, but what is the main thing wrong with Ted's? What's
the main thing
not
wrong
Ted,
with Ted?
no, not with Ted. With Ted's theory.
Okay, so obviously stocking goes on at a number of different times in the store.
Yeah.
So it could just turn out that the wine just came in that day, so the bin could be full, Ted. It could be straight full. Or if it's down to maybe 2 or 3, it maybe means that they're trying to get rid of it because it's terrible.
Oh,
I didn't think about that one.
Ted, your rebuttal, what do you say to this?
Well, I think sometimes it is full, but you learn which wines you like, and then maybe it's stocked up. So then next time you can go and then you don't have to apply my method because you know it's good already.
What? Ted, I am gifting you a membership to Sip Better. This was my gift to you today.
Oh,
so that we can teach you how to buy wine and drink wine.
Now keep Ted up, Leo. Keep him up. Now I know this will offend you, so did you see the glass that Ted drinks his wine out of?
I did see that. I did see you pull the stickers off the bottom too.
Yeah, they were Applebee's water glasses that Ted drinks wine out of. We should be drinking wine out of a wine glass, preferably.
Here's the thing. As long as you're drinking anything grape related, I still have a job. So I'm totally fine how you drink it. If you want to throw down in your kids' sippy cups, I'm all good with that too.
Oh, see, Ted?
See, that's okay, Ted. It's okay.
A little love. Okay, Ted, we don't need you anymore. Bye, Ted.
Bye, Ted.
Bye, Ted. Okay, so all kidding aside, so we had some fun with Ted, but I say this to you a lot. When you first started coming on the show, I loved it because I really do think about the average viewer watching, and I think when they walk into a liquor store and they're not a wine expert, it is intimidating. Because there's 80,000 wines, and if you're going to a party, what is some basic non-Ted tips that you can give people for picking a decent bottle of wine that's not overly expensive?
I definitely find a retail store where you feel like there's somebody that is knowledgeable or starts to learn your palate. And the biggest thing you need to go in with is you have to tell somebody what you like. You can say, hey, I like things that are maybe lighter bodied, or I really like things that smell and taste like raspberry, strawberry, or I like a lot of pepper and spice. Those tips can really help that retailer guide you into the right section, and then you can also give them a budget and say, I don't want to spend more than $9.99 today.
And don't be embarrassed, right? There's no shame.
There's great stuff out there for that price point.
Yeah, we've done countless segments. I was going to say, get over that, and I want you to do this. Don't worry. Don't be embarrassed if you have $7 to spend. Some really good wines that I've had, $6, $7.
Yep, absolutely. The other thing too is go in with, some sort of if you're planning a dinner party, tell that person what you're having for dinner. And I think those are great tips just to say, look, I'm sitting down to a Marie Callender's chicken pot pie tonight. What are you going to recommend for me, right?
I love that you pulled out the Marie Callender chicken pot pie. That's probably what Ted's having tonight. Yeah. Now, here we go. Leslie's sticking around because coming up next, we're pairing wine and food that'll get you in the mood. Leslie's sticking around, and one of our favorites, she'll be joined by Chef Corey when we come back. Back in a moment. Ted. Welcome back, everybody. More with Leslie and a special guest. More ideas to get you ready for Valentine's Day. And we're talking about food and wine pairings that will get you in the love mood. Once again, Leslie Miller from Amuse Wine is joined by our good friend, Chef Corey Meyer from Create Catering. Good morning, guys. Welcome back.
Good morning.
Okay, so now that we're done with Ted, now that we've picked the wine,
yes.
I know, I got to tell you, that was one of my favorite segments ever. That was fantastic. Ted, your tips are garbage. We love you, Ted. Okay, where are we starting today?
Okay, we're going to start with oysters. So everything that we have here on the table is all aphrodisiac oriented.
Okay.
Okay, so these are some of these items that are going to get you in the mood for either Galentine's or Valentine's Day.
Oh, Galentine's. I like that.
Yeah. Galentine's is on Wednesday, so we better get ready, right?
Okay, so what are you giving me here?
Okay, we're going to start with these oysters, which I know Corey's going to talk to you about these first.
Okay, Corey, what do we have here?
So I went with a breakfast oyster, a small one. It's just
breakfast
small.
oyster?
Well, I feel like
Just
they're
a
just
little.
a little.
It is today,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
These are Kumamoto oysters. They're West Coast oysters, ocean or surf tumbled. And oyster traditionally is the get you in the mood. But then on top of that, I did a aji amarillo vinaigrette. So that's the bright yellow. And then a hot pink mignonette. So the chilies will help you get the blood flowing.
Okay.
The oyster gets you in the mood.
We still have 14 minutes left of this show. I have a long drive home, too. Okay, ready? Cheers. Did I just make you snort on live television? Okay,
you have a
here we go.
long drive home,
I know
Jason.
I do. Here we go.
All right. Wow. Are you in the mood?
Obviously, you are. You almost fell over. Ooh.
Ooh. Okay, let me tell you about what I paired.
I might start dating women again. Yeah. Those are some good oysters, Leslie. Okay,
Those are really good.
Yeah.
Okay, so I brought, when you're out, whether it's a first date, whether it's a 10th date, whether you've been together for a long time, a blind date, whatever it is, I think nothing says super savvy than when you bring a bottle of bubbles that is totally outside of the usual drinking box, right?
Yes.
So I brought you an Armenian bubble.
Okay.
Really cool. This area is actually one of the oldest regions in the world for growing
This one
wine.
right here, Leslie, the one we're showing?
It's so delicious, Ted.
Okay.
It's really, it is literally about $19, and it's so delightful and fresh and kind of snappy to go along with that oyster. You need bubbles to go along with oysters for sure.
Yeah, you do. It does go really well.
Yeah.
So that's what I've been drinking?
Yes.
That was delicious.
So nice. You can also go with a great little Pinot Gris. I brought this one in from New Zealand, but I just got to say, like, bubbles and oysters.
I'll show the Pinot Gris.
Yes,
There's,
the
hey,
Pinot
let's take a
Gris.
shot there, Leo. Let's get the Pinot Gris. That one right there. Is it called Ned?
It is called Ned, yes. That's the name of a point, actually, in New Zealand.
Oh.
From the Marlborough region.
Oh, perfect.
Delightful.
Okay, what's next?
What's next?
We're going to go on to the cheesecake. So it is a triple creme brie cheesecake.
Okay, now you're talking.
Stepping up our game.
Yeah.
And then we did a fresh strawberry jam and then a fonderella, which is a aged balsamic and white chocolate ganache.
Oh.
So traditionally with the chocolates and strawberries, I feel like I should feed this to you, but I think you're.
That's a little Pretty Womanish. But yeah. Strawberries. I've learned great life lessons from a Pretty Woman. I learned how to use silverware at a fancy dinner,
This is
outside
true.
in,
Yeah.
and I learned that strawberries and chocolate and champagne go well together.
Yeah,
So Corey,
that's
you're
right.
right.
You
Okay.
got it.
That's right. It's 1992 all over again.
I know it is.
Go
Yeah.
for it. Fonderella.
Fonderella.
Okay. Pick up one of these little cheesecakes.
Okay.
And what I did is I paired this to, I brought some wines, of course, that have love in the actual label. This is Brock Cellars Love Red. So this is Carignan, Syrah, and a little Valdegay. And the Carignan in here is straight strawberry. What's going on over there?
I am dying over this, Corey. Okay, I didn't listen to a word you said. Like, not a word.
I think the aphrodisiac is kicking in.
It is.
It's
Okay.
really hot below the table.
Okay, so what am I drinking here?
So this is Chris Brockway out of California. He is like just the cowboy of wine right now. I'm so in love with everything that he makes. He has this great little winery out of Berkeley, and this is Carignan, Syrah, and Valdegay. and it has this bright popping cherry note to it, almost like strawberry pop rocks in a way.
You know what it does? This I'm quoting the movie, but I mean it. Immediately when I took a sip, it brings out the strawberries. And this is I'm going to eat this whole thing while you're talking next. This is fantastic.
Yeah. That's
Corey, what are these called again?
So it's a triple creme brie cheesecake with fondurella and a strawberry jam.
Okay, I'll keep eating that while you go to the next one. Okay, what do we have?
All right, last.
And last, we have, it is a toasted hazelnut that then is a salted caramel, this like nice little shell on the inside, and then they're tossed in a cocoa powder. So you have like this bitter cocoa, dark chocolate thing, and then sweet, and then hazelnut in the inside.
Okay, and what am I drinking it with?
And you are drinking this with a little gamay that is kind of an off-dry version.
What's a gamay?
Gamay is a grape.
Okay.
This one is from France.
Okay.
And it has like just a touch of sweetness to go along with your dusted nuts.
Audience. This is the part of the show where you make up your own joke. Ooh.
Yeah, right?
Okay. And Corey, remind me again, what are these nuts dusted with?
Dark cocoa powder, and
Okay.
then on the inside is a salted caramel shell, which is that nice little crunch that you get.
Oh, this is good. Okay, I gotta drink this too. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, again, Leslie,
this wine.
I gotta tell you, these are all three some of the best pairings. I always love your pairings.
Yeah.
But each one of these, I'm not joking, just to be goofy. Each one of these absolutely enhance the flavor of each of these things.
Yay.
Yeah. Look,
I love it.
Look, did Corey just go like this? Like, yeah, man, high five. Can you wait to the segment to congratulate yourself? No, we did a really good job.
We did good.
No, you really did. This is fantastic.
Oh, I love it.
Everything was delicious, and I'm not kidding. What is this again?
So this is a sparkling gamay from France.
Can we get a shot of the?
Yes.
Because I know people always want to know what the bottle looks like.
Called FRV 100, and what I love about it, it's small produced. It's again delightful. The price point is under $20. Here's the thing about having chocolate: you have to have a wine that is just a titch sweeter than the actual dessert.
Because of the bitterness of the chocolate, right?
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. And bubbles again kind of help to lift some of that like freshness out back into the palate.
Perfect. Give it up for Corey and Leslie, everybody. For more on Leslie, head to onmusewine.com. And for more on, there they go, congratulating themselves again. For more on Corey, head to createcaters.com. And this segment will be posted on our Facebook page a little bit later. We'll be right back, everybody, to wrap things up. Back after this. These. Oh, my goodness.
Somebody from the control.
Welcome back, everybody. Wrapping up the show. Shane joins me again. Shane, you missed our sexual innuendos and wine segment over there. Yeah.
He asked me about the dusty nuts.
I was just like, that was the best segment. That and Ted. No, sincerely, all joking aside, when we put that segment on the Facebook page, make sure you get that recipe and all of those pairings. Some of the best. They were so delicious. Yeah.
I'll take your word for it.
Please do. Before we go, potential bad news. If you love watching old Friends episodes on Netflix, here's the deal. We didn't think this was going to happen, and now we think it's going to happen. The head of the new Warner Brothers streaming service says big-name shows from the studio, like Friends and The Big Bang Theory, will be featured on the service when it launches later this year and not available on other services. That's a change. Friends has been on Netflix since 2015, and listen to this. Netflix paid a reported $100 million to keep the show through all of 29. Now, here's the deal. Not to get too inside baseball, but you're like, okay, what's the deal? Warner Brothers is the owner of Friends. They own the show. So they are starting their own streaming service. So, of course, it's their property.
Makes sense.
Their intellectual property. They want it for their version of Netflix. But, wow, that's a... Friends, if I remember the chart well, Friends is one of the most watched shows on Netflix.
I have never watched Friends on Netflix.
Never?
No, because it's like on TBS all the time.
That's true, yeah. Congratulations to local band and our good friend, thanks to Shane, Yam House. We always love it when our friends have big news. They've been on our show many times. The guys were just named part of the lineup for this summer's Basilica Block Party in July. They will share the stage with big names like Semisonic and the Jayhawks. Jason Mraz has signed up. Casey Musgraves is on. I never get her name right.
Are you doing this on purpose?
I am not anymore, actually. But anyway, so congratulations to our good friend Yam House. We love you. Tomorrow on the show, we love him too. Jared from Thrifty Traveler's back with some spring break deals you don't want to miss. And he's answering your travel questions. But for right now, that's going to do it for us. If you're a kid being bullied, go out there and be yourself. Drive safe, everybody. We'll see you tomorrow.